I'm here, y'all. I'm here on time. It's 9 o'clock on the dot. I'm here going live on the OraCola. Woo! Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to put on my gloves to hide my veiny old lady hands. And then I'll get with y'all. It's good to see some folks in the chat already. We got Goo, we got Lava. Can't even talk. I'm going to switch over to the live chat. If you ain't done that, do it. All right. Got my gloves on. Got my stuff in the vicinity. Let's see if I can move this up just a little bit. There. It's a little bit better, I think. Okay. Well, hey, y'all. Welcome to the OraCola. I'm Marcy Cola coming to y'all live here on July 31st, 2024. It has been more than half a year in 2024. We've seen some shit, y'all. Most of it's happened in the last, I want to say month and a half. Woo! Wild times here in the good old USA and the broader planet. But you know what? We're still keeping it on. And as soon as this shit cuts out, like when the YouTube live stream don't happen no more because there's no more YouTube, that's when you know you're in the deep shit. But as long as I'm here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Time, streaming live, you can rest assured that it ain't that bad. If I'm still coming on and it's still working and you're still seeing it, it ain't that bad. All right. Just your little pep talk there. We got fuck you. Hey, fuck you. Hey, Patrick. Looks like the family crowd here. So last week, I want to tell y'all something. It was funny because I was unaware of this until after the show, like the next day or whatever. But there was this article that come out on a comic book website about public access shows. And for some reason, my show that I did years ago with Cameraman and Shasta was on the list. And it was just a weird oddity. But also simultaneously with this, and I don't think it was related, but it could have been, somebody posted on Reddit asking about the show. And there was this whole litany of folks that chimed in, maybe some of y'all, I don't know, saying, oh, yeah, this was the show. And by the way, RC still does her shit on YouTube. So I got a handful more folks subscribed to my channel. So win-win. Woohoo! So yeah, we're gonna plateau, I'm sure, for a while. But hopefully we'll get some more folks to join in the whole thing, the whole live thing. And even if they don't join in the live show, maybe they'll watch the old show, like the other thing. So yeah, that was a fun little thing that happened. You just never know. Your past is going to follow you. Let me tell you this, and I know y'all know this, but I just want to reiterate it for the folks that's watching in the future. If you put some shit on the internet, it will always be there. Always. And I don't know how Cameraman and Shasta would feel about this article. I didn't bother to inform them because they got the Google, they can figure it out. But I just was like, wow, this is something that happened 20 years ago, a long time ago. And it's still out there percolating up occasionally. So just be careful what you put out there. Somebody's going to find it eventually. Eventually. Yeah. Oh, hey, Prince. Good to see you. I don't think there's any big booty Latinas in this house right now, but I could be wrong. Shout out if you are. Ain't no shame. Claim what you are. Embrace your birthright. Embrace it. J-Lo can't get all the cred. La 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 la. Cooking good was great. Real funny. Well, thank you. It was a lot of fun. I don't know how great it was, but it was fun to do. The people that tell me it was great, I'm like, that's your opinion. I just know that half the time we was doing it, I don't remember doing it. And I know there's video evidence somewhere on tape, somewhere, hopefully, maybe, possibly, but I don't own them. So we'll just probably never know. It's probably for the best. Just let it go. Just let it go. All right, y'all. Well, y'all know what we do here. Y'all are all family. We read the oracles. We're going to be here for about an hour. I don't have no lotto ticket. I do, though, have lots of tea all about the Olympics. Olympics, aka the Olympics. And not the usual commentary, although I will commentate on that if it's necessary. But that's all the tea I got tonight because the Olympics is providing so much tea. Like it's a tea variety. Like it's got the black, the Assam, the Earl Grey, and then it's got all that like oolong shit, and then it's got like the green tea, the matcha. It's got that herbal crap that ain't even actually tea, but it might make you feel sleepy. All the tea is Olympic tea. So, something to look forward to. Before we get to the oracles, and I know y'all know how it works, so I can explain it. We got to do our ritual. So, if you would like to do a ritual, please do your own. I'm just going to get set up with my shit and start with everybody's favorite, the sacred wood. Gonna burn that wood right in my face. It's gonna be so yummy smelling. All right. Okay. And then next up, we ring the bell. Let the universe know we're here and ready to accept their guidance, however they see fit to deliver it. We're open to it all here on the OraCola. Okay. And then next up, we got our pathogen wand. Don't forget that bird flu is rearing up. COVID's back. It's all coming around. And this might be, there we got it to work. I feel like the pathogen wand is very much on its last leg. And it ain't just the battery. I feel like it's the wiring. The wiring within the whole pathogen is starting to mutate and become unsustainable. But we'll just keep trying to beat it into submission and use it as long as we can. Oh, we got our newest oracle, which I want to report to y'all. I actually did use at least twice when I was like hanging out watching the YouTubes. And I can't tell what that is on my. Okay, it's a spider. All right, it ain't a roach. Spiders okay, roaches no. I would have to get up and deal with that shit if it was a roach. It's a spider though. Don't worry. Anyway, this is my beauty wand, and I don't think it's working, but I'll just keep using it until I forget about it. And then we got our Prospera spray. This is for prosperity. Spray this over us. Let it rain down upon us. I tell you what, I have had a prosperity of recently is motherfucking bills. I didn't ask for that shit. I didn't try to manifest it. But for some reason, a whole bunch of fucking bills came down upon me at once. So, yeah. That's my prosperity. All right. And then finally, we got our Florida water. We just anointed our chakras, make sure they're nice and clean and lubricated and ready to receive the universe. Okay. Let's get this shit out of the way. Get to the oracles. The whole reason y'all tuned in. So we got one here. Hey, Mark, good to see you. All right, Lava's got one. Universe is owning a 3-burner propane grill in my future. Okay, well, let's see. Now, we always spin the Wheel of Fortunes these days. This is our new gimmick. It's always subject to change, but this is what we're doing these days. So get on it or not. Oh, you need therapy. Oh, this is perfect. So yeah, this is our new oracle I received from some of y'all. Thank you so much for your contribution to my ever expanding arsenal of ways to give you the messages that the universe is willing to provide. So we got our newest oracle, which is the Freud therapy ball. And I had to send the magic hate ball away because Karen would not stand for another ball in her face. She's the only ball. She is the ballsiest of them all. So I had to send her away. I booked her on a Carnival cruise for like 2 consecutive cruises out of the same port. She don't even got to get off the ship except to like touch grass and get right back on. So she's going to be happy. She's going to have so much to complain about and so much doom and gloom to spread on those ships. I would not be surprised if you hear about some Carnival ships either like getting tossed around in a hurricane or some norovirus outbreak in the near future. Just letting you know, I'm so sorry, but I had to send Karen away. So that was the only way I can get her to leave. Carnival or nothing. So here we go. The question is from Lava. The 3-burner propane grill, is that in the future? Dr. Freud says, what does he say? You're making progress. I think Dr. Freud is going to be a little bit more willing than Karen to show the actual thing. I don't know if you could read that, but yeah, you're going to own it eventually. You just got to keep saving the money for it. It's really all about saving the money, having the finances, all that. Yeah. So just keep working at it. You're heading the right direction. Good luck. Mark has a question. Will I be laid off at the end of the quarter? Ooh, okay. Well, this is a serious question because I too am feeling this employment crunch where I'm not getting the hours I was promised when I signed up for this job. So, yeah, it's been rough for me too. Ooh, the pornacle. Well, this will be a fun one. So with the pornacle, we always got to use our random number generator, which I will bring up here on the screen. Let me get to the Google. Got to get to the Google. Random number generator. All right. There's 755 pages in the pornacle. We're going to generate a number. Page 170 in the pornacle is going to answer this layoff question. Are you going to get laid off or just laid? We don't know. But what does page 170 say? Hold up. Got it. I'm working with some older glasses. They're not quite my prescription, but they'll do in a pinch. 170. Hold up. Oh, passed it. Okay, let me survey the scene here. Oh, okay. Well, there's definitely some laying going on. Not necessarily laying down like traditionally laying down. There it is. This one. But people are getting laid. So I would say maybe. It could be good or it could be bad. But here's the thing about getting laid. Sometimes you got to get laid to get to something different. So maybe you get a bad lay and you're like, you know what? I don't need this anymore. And it makes you like go out and find something better. You need a better lay with it when it comes to this thing. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it so much. I would just start looking for the next thing. And there could be other options that you're not aware of. There's somebody back there that's open and ready and available, and you just ignored them because you're preoccupied with what's in front of you. So maybe look behind you, look in the rocks, look up, somewhere in the crevices. And yeah, that's going to help you out, because whether you get laid off or not, it ain't going to be the thing that's going to determine your success, right? The success is going to come from your reaction to this. And if you start thinking about it now, you might be better prepared for it if it comes. Okay. Yeah. All right. looks like P&G has joined. Hey, P&G, good to see you. Welcome back to the show. All right, Goog has a question. How am I going to get through this statistics class? Well, keep going. That's the first way. The second way is to study, but let's see what the oracles say about how you can mentally prepare for being a successful student. Oh, the book of Revelation. Oh, this one's going to be something you got to think about because really it's going to come from within. So, another random number generator. We got 22 chapters in the book of Revelation. We're going to generate 15, and then we're going to go to our Bible, our newish Bible, which is large print because sometimes it's hard for me to see. And we're going to go to chapter 15, which has 8 verses. We're going to type in 8. 8. There we go. All right. Oh, verse 8, chapter 15, verse 8. I love it when there's some kind of synchronicity with that. Okay. Slapping these pages aside. 15, verse 8. Oh, God. I'm not having luck with these pages either. They're just as thin. I don't know how. I don't know why. And I bitched about this before. Why do Bible pages got to be so motherfucking thin? It's too hard to turn the page. Okay. So, it's the last one. So, chapter 15, verse 8. For the, what was the question? Oh, yeah, the statistics class. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power. And no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. Oh. Okay, so you're just going to have to get in there and just be godlike about it. Just not take no shit from no professors, none of your classmates. Just you're going to have to fucking just go in there and just be like God and be like, I am going to rule over this. And if you are not prepared for that, if you cannot muster up whatever it takes within you to do this, if you cannot slay this class, well, you get all the plagues. You get all the plagues of self-doubt, of low self-esteem, of just like, I ain't good enough. I should have done better. Like, there's so many worse things than succeeding at this class. So you got it within you to do it. You know what you need to do. If you need to hire a tutor or even hell, if you even got to pay someone to take the test for you, you're going to come out on top. You're going to make it happen because the alternative is way worse. Way worse. And by the way, you don't have to keep challenging yourself to doing these things as a grown-up person with a real job. You can just stop going to school. You realize this, right? You realize this. I know we talked about it before, but I just want to put it out there occasionally that you don't have to keep doing this to yourself. Okay. All right. Yep. Good for you, Mark. Start applying. Start applying yourself to getting a new job. Hey, I'm weeping again. Oh my goodness. I don't know why. I really do blame the mascara, but it's weird. It's always this eye. It's never this one. I don't get it. Okay. Next, we got a P&G question. A general reading for August, please. Okay. This one's good. Litorical. Okay, the book club. Let's see what we need to be reading in August. aside from the signs that we might be inching ourselves into some kind of horrible World War III situation. Woo! They ain't gonna start some shit, real shit, until after the Olympics. So we got a few days. And unless it happens at the Olympics, which it could happen at the Olympics. But let's just vibrate higher and say they're not going to do no shit at the Olympics. The Olympics has already gotten too much shit. They're moving it to something else. Democratic National Convention? Maybe. Some other world thing that we are not very familiar with that happens? Maybe. We just don't know. We just don't know. All right. Well, let's see what book we should be reading in the bunker. Here's the bunker book for August. Here we go. And survey says Animal Farm. Oh, wow. Yeah. It don't seem like it's the best choice for like a happy future, but it might be good for you to touch up on the story of Animal Farm, because you might be confronted with some very similar scenarios in the next iteration of planet Earth. Oh, and by the way, I did look up "And Mice and Men," and although I ain't read it, I read the Wikipedia about it. This is referencing something from last week. Holy shit! What a depressing fucking story. I'm so sorry that I drew that card and had to read about that, because I don't want to read that book ever. I don't want to see that movie ever. There's way too much depressing shit going on in the world for me to actually try to get more depressed. It's like when they make you read that book. What was that book with the dogs? Where the red fern grows, when you're like fourth or fifth grade or something, when you're just some impressionable young child, and they make you read that shit in school, and you get just like totally devastated, and you're like, why did my people who was supposed to be teaching me about life teach me about this horrible thing in this horrible way? That's when you know the man is fucking with your shit. It goes all the way back. They don't need to be giving us them stories. Them stories is happening in real life. We don't need to be reminded about death in the classroom, because the classroom is supposed to be a safe place to learn about the world and just learn about the good parts, the parts that are amazing, not the shit that's going to bring you down. All them kids, I promise you, in that classroom have shit bringing them down at home already. They don't need to be brought down in the classroom. But no, what does the man do? He makes us read that depressing shit and cry about it in front of our friends, and we get a complex, and it's a whole thing. Whole thing. Sorry. Went on a tangent. Anyway, you need to get into some dystopian novellas. Have fun. Have fun. At least it's a quick read. It ain't too long, so you can probably knock it out in a day if you're determined. Okay, let's see. All right. I'm going to scroll back up and make sure I didn't miss nobody. Summer Olympics in the presidential year. Patrick, guidance for upcoming family visit. Let's see. Let's see about this family visit. Tarot. Ooh. The Wheel of Fortunes is giving us some variety tonight. Usually it likes to get stuck on the same 2 or 3 things, but hopefully, knock on wood, it'll just keep on delivering some interesting options. Yeah, trauma conditioning. Yeah, this is all them movies we was watching in the 80s as kids, all them cartoons is depressing. Oh my God. The Dark Crystal is not a movie you should ever show a child. It's scary for a grown-up. And that was just like a Saturday morning. That was some dark shit. Okay, here we go. Tarot for Patrick and the family visit. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. I mean, I ain't saying it's a bad movie, Patrick. I'm just saying it's not a movie you want to show a young child. It's dark. Okay, here we go. Family is the star. Oh, yeah, this is going to be fine. You know, you're going to go in with some expectations that are tempered because you know your family. You're going to be like, so and so is going to act up in this way, and so is going to act up in this way. How am I going to deal? How am I not going to be triggered? All that shit. But if you just stay hopeful that everyone behaves, occasionally, you have a good family trip, a good family visit. It ain't as bad as you expected. So vibrate higher, have hope, send the good energy out, try to you know, if you get into a spiral of this is going to be crap, sometimes that will like radiate off onto other folks. And if your family is accessible, like if they're toxic and they're just like able to like pick up that vibe and run with it, just don't allow it. Be the person who is the pillar of strength and calm and love and goodness. And hopefully that will like vibrate onto them. And all the drama people will just like tamp it down because they don't want to ruin the mood because it's too good, right? It's a good mood. All right. Very well. Fuck you. Where the fuck is Nicholas Marion? Marion? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry if I'm missing this reference. I know you're in Canada, so it could be a Canadian thing. But let's see. Oh, Book of Revelation. Damn. That don't sound too good, but let's see. There's some hopeful passages in there. Here we go. Let's do 22 and generate. Chapter 10. Chapter 10 gets how many verses? Let's find out. Chapter 10 has 11 verses. Oh my God, these pages are going to kill me. Okay. Chapter 10 has 11 verses. So we're going to type in 11. Oh, God damn it. No. Here we go. 2. All right. Verse 2 in chapter 10 of the book of Revelation, the King James Version of the Holy Bible, which, as y'all know, is the only one that counts. Okay. Where are we at? And he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot upon the sea and his left foot on the earth. He's somewhere between the sea and the earth. You don't know where. Maybe check the beach, check the shoreline, check the coast. Yeah. Somewhere between worlds. That is where this person is. So yeah. That's your clue. You might need to read some more of that and get a better sense of it, but this is my interpretation of the oracle. Okay. Well, it is 9:29, y'all. I feel like we need to do some tea because there's so much Olympic tea, and I don't think I'm going to get to all of it tonight. But we'll see. We'll see what comes up. Now, there's a lot of people that's been yapping their jaw about this shit. I have my own opinions. I'm just going to lay them bare for y'all. And these are just some things that I was able to just kind of distill into a general topic surrounding the Olympics, that when I was watching like the coverage and also the opening ceremony, which was way too long at 3 hours, by the way. Just want to put that out there. I had to skip ahead a lot. Luckily, I was able to watch it after the fact, even though it was edited heavily. So I saw some shit. Oh, yeah, this is the one everyone's talking about. Drag that supper. Okay, so obviously, y'all know I used to run with some drag queens, and I ain't got no problem with no drag. I'm happy to be involved with all the things that happen in that world when I feel like it and when it's fun and when it's serving me as an artist. But I do not think that it is something that needs to be done all the time as a default because honestly, it kind of cheapens it. It kind of cheapens it. Now, as far as what I was able to see for this thing, it kind of looked like the Last Supper. It kind of could be interpreted in other ways. I feel like it was meant to be open and nebulous, but also enough of a reference that most people would be triggered by it. I know that's hard to explain, but this is a line people like to walk. And it was just kind of it had a very drag show aesthetic to it. It had a very kind of shocking look. This is not something you would expect necessarily at the Olympic Open ceremony. I know they had drag queens back in Australia, but it was a different kind of thing. Like this Olympics opening ceremony. So this was different in that it was not in a stadium. Most of the time, it's always in the stadium, right? They have it in this contained little area where most of the shit happens. They might have a little video vignette or a tableau somewhere else, but most of the shit's happening in the stadium, kind of like the Super Bowl. This was different. It was all over the place, and a lot of it was filmed beforehand. And so there was no one vantage point from which to take in the entire production. It was very much a hodgepodge of different tableaus, and they was arranged randomly. And this one tableau, which was part of the show, which was not a huge part of it, it was just part of it, has somehow caught the imagination of folks who were ready to be offended about everything. Now, I was not offended by this, except that I thought it was lazy. I've seen way better outfits on a local drag queen on a random Tuesday night than seen on half the people that's in that tableau. So, first of all, I want to say it was not to the standard that I would expect for such a global stage. If you were going to be out there representing some queer shit on the Olympics, like opening ceremony, you need to be like way, way bigger. Like, I don't know that they was trying to tone it down. I feel like maybe these people are just kind of boring, run of the mill gays, and they ain't as special as they think they are, and they just happen to know the director and they got a job. But like, seriously, I know way more flamboyant queens who would have been way better in that tableau. If you're gonna go out there and like make some bacchanalian shit, I can put you in touch with like 10 people immediately off the top of my head who would do a better job. So, yeah, I was disappointed, not because of the subject matter, but because of the execution. It just wasn't that fabulous. And I know it was pouring down rain, and I do give them props for not falling on their asses in the rain, but still, we have to address the elephant in the room. There was not enough sparkle and shine on that shit. And I think if it had been sparkly and shiny, people would have been blinded by the light and maybe not been as offended. Just a thought. Just a thought. So, yeah, I was not offended by that whole thing. I understand why people might have been offended, but overall, just because the whole damn shebang was just so weird and different, I don't think anyone's ever like no one's able to actually have an opinion about it because they're just so blindsided by how different everything was. And if you like look back in the past and in the future, there will be some commentary about it. I'm sure we'll have a different lens on it. But overall, it ain't worth getting worked up about, y'all. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Okay. Oh my goodness. There's a whole like conversation about a murder I have missed while I was on that tangent. Oh, no. Wow. So it is a water related thing. Wow. Okay. Well, good luck. I hope they find him. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to see that part so much. Like when I was watching the replay, they kind of took that part out. But yeah, the weird Dionysus, like blue. I feel like this is somebody who had a fantasy about joining the Blue Man group and they didn't make it. Like they didn't even get through the audition part where you had to put on the blue outfit. They was cut before you even got that far. So this is some kind of Blue Man group fantasy come to life. Like, oh yeah, I'll be blue because I wanted to be in that whole thing. And let me tell you this: the Blue Man group, which I have seen, is way better than any of the whole open ceremony shit that I saw. Except, I mean, maybe Celine Dion was good, but most of the shit I saw, Blue Man group blows them out of the water, 100%. And you can see that in your local town. Just wait till they come through. Okay. La 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 la. Oh no, I'm so sorry. This is rough. Fuck you. I didn't realize how serious it was. I'm sending you some love and some hope. Okay. The more overt globalist message was the Kremlin destroyed statue. Oh yeah, I missed that part. I did see like a screenshot of it, but yeah, I'm sure that the piece that I was watching, because I didn't get to watch most of it until today, um, was edited out. Once they realized what people were pissed about, they just kind of like quietly edited that shit out. So what I saw was just a bunch of mostly just people like in the rain because it was fucking pouring throughout that whole thing. And in case you wasn't aware, sometimes on the camera they had like raindrops. But if you just like look in the background, a lot of that stuff was happening in some heavy, heavy rain, like steady rain, which I don't know what kind of metaphor that is, but maybe it's something. Yeah. More tea, Albert. Maybe we'll see. We got to see if we got any questions. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, you missed the whole drag thing, but I saw it but didn't register as drag to me. Yeah, it was it was kind of like I said, it was lazy. It was lazy time. It was just a bunch of people who was wearing outfits that was maybe not so like uh gender conforming, but also they were just kind of lazy. More rhinestones. More rhinestones. If you're going to be in the Olympics, if your gymnasts have more rhinestones than you got on as a drag queen, you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Patrick, is Kamala a Canadian citizen? Okay. Well, this is something that I've learned. So, Kamala was born in Oakland, California, but her parents were actually not citizens of the United States. They were on student visas as foreign nationals. And I don't know what the rules are about that, but yes, she did grow up and spend most of her childhood in Canada. So I don't know if she's Canadian, but we're going to see what Dr. Freud thinks about how you think about it. Let's see. He says, "What do you think?" Is she Canadian? I don't know. Fuck you. Fuck you maybe can weigh in on this because I know fuck you's Canadian. Is Kamala Canadian just because she grew up in Canada? Even though she was born here, she's culturally probably inculcated in the Canadian way of life. So, what do you think? What is your opinion? I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I have no say in how this is going to work out because I am not in the Illuminati and I don't drink adrenochrome in rituals or whatever they do. I've not been invited to the party, so I don't get to say at all. Too bad for me. Oh, it's 9:40, y'all. We got 20 more minutes here left in the show. By the way, if you have not liked or commented on the show, like not in the chat, but like left a comment down below, please do so. It helps the algorithm. I don't know how, it just does. Clicking the thumbs up is great. Notifications, if you're a newbie, if you're a looky-loo, if you're just like lurking in the background, you want to know when I'm live, it's every Wednesday at 9 p.m. here on youtube.com/channelrccola. But if you don't know that and you just need a reminder, click that notification bell. Hopefully I ain't shadow banned and they will send you the notification when I schedule a live stream. I don't know how that works. I just know it's supposed to work. And yeah, tell your friends. Say, hey, join me on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock on this fun stream. You can get on the chat with me and we can like chat back and forth and we can get our questions answered and we can get the universe's opinion about our bullshit. There's so many things that you can do with your friends if you tune into the OraCola together. So yeah, spread the love. And yeah, you can always watch old shows on my channel. Sometimes that wisdom just carries over because a lot of the time I just repeat the same shit over and over again and it still comes true and it still is true. So I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know. Oh yeah. Hate to say camel face would fit in up here just fine. I hope you're talking about, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it seems like the progressive values that are on the paper that they support go right along with that whole NWO captured thing that y'all are living up there. And I'm so sorry. I mean, we're not far behind you here in the lower 48, but yeah, y'all have it bad. I'm sorry. And it's cold so much of the year that most of the time people just don't have the will to fight it. And I think that's why the man tried it there first. Because down here, it gets warm. People thaw out. They get like fasty. But yeah, I feel for y'all. I feel for y'all up in Canada. Okay. Okay. Well, it's 9:43. I'll do some more Olympic tea because there's so much tea to be had here in this elliptics situation. Even though my eye is just weeping like crazy. All right. That's it. Next week I'm getting a new mascara. It's been long enough. I've learned my lesson. All right. Oh, the menage, what the fuck? Yeah, that whole thing. What the hell was going on with that shit? Okay. I can get down with some drag queens on a stage doing some drag queen shit if they're, rhinestone enough. But that whole weird like tableau of video in the middle of everything, like it had nothing to do with anything else that had happened previously or after that section. It was literally somebody's pornographic fantasy that they rub one out to every night, and it was put in just like slid in the middle there of all the other stuff. So you're like watching athletes on boats go down the poop-filled Seine River. And then, occasionally you'll see some hooded figure in some gauze running with the torch that looks like a joint. That torch was so joint-like, I swear I wanted to take a hit of it every time I saw it. And then there was like just occasionally this weird random thing that happened, usually somebody singing, but sometimes it would be a video. And this video, just out of the blue, you're in some library, and these characters in this library are not like any people I've ever seen in a library. People that go to libraries don't look like that. Them people are at the club. But for whatever reason, they're in this fantasy library, and they're wearing the worst, most gaudy outfits you could ever imagine. Like, if I was looking across at somebody wearing that outfit, any of the outfits that was worn, by the way, by the main characters, if I saw that outfit in the library, I would not go near that person. I would not give them eye contact because I know that person is crazy. Immediately, they're putting it out there. They're like the poison dart frog. They're just like, look at me. I'm poisonous. Do not come near. But no, these people all decided just by some weird glances over some books, they was all going to like have some mental telepathy about hooking up. And it looked to me like it was a couple of XY chromosome folks with a XX chromosome folk, but I don't know this for a fact. I don't want to assume nobody's sexual like identity or orientation or gender identity or none of that, but I will say this. Girl, the XX person, you are not going to be anything but the third wheel in this situation. So I don't know why you went in that room with them folks, because they are not going to be paying attention to you after they've like done a few perfunctory fingerings, and then they're going to be all over each other. And you're going to be sitting off in the corner, just like that pornicle we watched earlier, just fingering yourself and wishing you was dead. So this is not a hookup you want to get involved with at all. At all. So yeah, I don't know what was trying to be conveyed with that whole thing, except that we could fucking do it. But yeah, I know it was in that whole liberty section. Yeah, liberty. You're free to do that freaky shit, but I tell you what, you ain't gonna feel good about it when it's done. And you probably ain't gonna come either, unless you do it yourself. Yeah. That's how I felt about that. And I know that whole thing was second fiddle to the whole Last Supper thing. And I don't know why, because I felt like that was way more scandalous. And not just because the outfits they was wearing was terrible. The plastic surgery on that one person was pretty bad too, if I got to say it. And you know they had some surgery. You could tell. You could tell. You don't look like that naturally. That is not a natural look. So yeah, that's how I felt about that menage. What the fuck? I mean, I guess that was the whole point of it. Like, menage a trois is French, and it's a threesome. And even if it's not realistic that people hook up, like people looking like that hook up in libraries, I'm sure some people hook up in libraries. I mean, what, all them like Sam Bankman-Fried nerds, they was banging all the time. So yeah. All right, it's 9:48, y'all. Who else has a question? Ooh, Mark has one. Will the French surrender in World War III? Honey, I think they already surrendered. They already just showed their ass to the whole goddamn planet. But let's see. Oh, the digital diviner. Good old Dick Wood's going to have to weigh in on this. So, will the French surrender in World War III? And we might be very close to World War III. I know there was some assassinations today, actual ones, not like pretend ones or ones that were close, but no cigar. Why not? Yeah, they got a track record they need to like live up to. So here's the thing about the French. They're just in the middle of everything. And they got that one long coast, right? But they got England right there next to them. So they're kind of hemmed in. It's kind of hard for them. They're kind of landlocked in a way. It's a bit of a landlocked country. And it's big. Like it just spans all of the shit. Like it's got all them Nordic folks and Germanic folks up to the north. It's got all them Slavs and stuff to the east. It's got all them Mediterranean peoples to the south. And it's got them stiff upper lips to to the west, and it just don't got nowhere to get out. And so whenever some shit goes on in the border, they don't know what to do. And they're just like, whatever. We'll just have we'll just get along, right? Literally, they just want to drink wine and eat bread and fuck. That's all they want to do. That's all anybody actually ever wants to do. And the French are just honest about it. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if in World War III they just decided to like just be more cushion for the pushing and just let everybody fuck them because they're just right there in the middle, and it's fine. It's whatever, whatever. We'll just go in our cellar, and then when it's over, we'll come out and then wave a flag, and it'll go back to being like everyone goes to Paris for vacation. That's what they like doing. So yeah, I just I've never been to France. I just get the sense that the French just don't care that much. And that's the thing. They're that friend that you think cares, but whenever push comes to shove, they don't actually care. And then you find out the hard way that they don't actually care. But then, like, they tell you some nice things when it's over, and you're like, okay, you believe them. But the next time some shit comes up, same shit happens. That's France. But it's all good. They got good chocolate. They got good wine. They got good bread. They got some nice qualities. They're fun. France is a fair weather country. It's a fair weather friend. It'll be there for you in the good times and the bad times. Well, it just might show its ass. And I'm sorry if you're French and you're offended by that. This is just my assessment as an ignorant Southern American woman. Please, you're welcome to shit on my stuff as much as you like. I got problems with my country too. Yeah. All right. 9:52, y'all. 9:52. Who else has a question? Anybody else? Nobody? I don't think I missed any. Okay, well, I guess I'll do more tea. So I'll seem to like the tea. There's so much Olympic tea. Ooh, pop goes the Olympics. Yes. So this is something I noticed about this particular Olympic opening ceremony that was different than the others. So the others would have, the occasional pop star or celebrity do some shit. This one was all about the celebrities. So some young, hip, like queer folks was in charge of this because they had all the celebrities. Lady Gaga was there, a bunch of French celebrities. Celine Dion came out of retirement. Like, it was a whole thing. And there were so many of them. There's so many like different little things that happened. Snoop Dogg is a goddamn like commentator. Like, how is this happening? How? Did you live through the 90s like I did? If you did, you know that Snoop Dogg in the 90s being seen as like some innocuous Olympic commentator, unthinkable. We are living in the upside down world. But I will say that the Olympic opening ceremony, aside from doing some weird stuff that was just maybe ill-advised, also had some very like fun star power moments where you were like, wow, I did not realize that this celebrity cared that much about badminton or whatever like sport they're into. There's been telegraphing us for months, the build up to the Olympics, that certain celebrities were in on certain things. Like, I think, Flavor Flav is sponsoring the women's water polo. Like, what? How is this like these two brands are merging in a weird way? And it's not about sport no more with the Olympics when this stuff happens. When you see a parade of pop stars doing shit all over Paris for the Olympics, the Olympics ain't about the sport no more. That's just to get you in. No, really what the Olympics is about is selling you more of that bullshit the man wants you to think is really happening in the world, which is Oh, yeah, we're all so great. We're all so wonderful. We all like the same celebrities. Everybody's getting along. La, 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 la. In the meantime, we're going to be assassinating this person over here because we can. And it's all bread and circuses, y'all. It's bread and circuses. And the more celebrities they throw at you, the more desperate they are. So, yeah, I'm not upset that there was a lot of pop stars involved in the Olympic opening ceremony. I'm just saying it's a harbinger of a bad situation because they're really, 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 really trying to distract you from a whole lot of bad things that are going on in the world. Whole lot. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, kudos to them for performing in the rain. That was fun. The whole Marie Antoinette in the windows and the blood, that was cool. The heavy metal, that was fun. I like that. I know some people are like, satanic. I'm like, yes, it's heavy metal, of course. Blood and headless shit. Let's let it happen. The blood ribbon is one of the oldest theatrical tricks in the book. It's like paying homage to all the stupid theater things that you did when you was at summer camp. Everybody has the blood ribbon. Oh, yeah. Oh, Prince. Does the VS have internet limits like Korea does? What is the VS? US. I don't know what that means. And I don't know what kind of Korea like limits on the. I assume nobody in North Korea's got internet unless you're actually the leader, the dear leader. I assume everybody else has some version of the internet that is very heavily censored. Does the US have internet limits like Korea? Well, I don't know. Maybe. We don't know nothing until we find out we didn't have it, right? Like, we assume we have everything. Ornacle. Let's see what we got. But you know what I mean? We assume we got everything and everything is good on our side, but we could just be duped. There's a whole lot of ways to pull the wool over. I need to get to the Google, the random number generator. All right, 755 pages in the Barnacle. Generate. Page 453. Page 453 here in the Pornicle. Oh, this is such a hefty book. My goodness. 453. Hang on, I can't see. La, 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 la. 46. 50. Oh, here we go. So, let's see. Do they have limits? I don't know. Do they? It looks like it's a bunch of a burden to the whoever's carrying that. There's a whole lot of dick you got to carry around. So I don't know, honestly. It seems like we're just getting smothered with a bunch of bullshit all the time. You don't know it's real. I feel like I'm living in a simulation probably 50% of the time I'm alive. I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I'm just so disoriented, not just because I might be hungover, because sometimes I am, but also sometimes I'm just feeling energetically like, what is happening? And then I get up and I walk the dog. That's always a very grounded thing. Walk the dog, then come inside and I get my tea and I turn on the internet and I'm like, what in the hell went on last night while I was asleep? I don't feel rested and I see this crap on the screen and now I know. Now I know I might be living in the simulation, just like Elon Musk said we must be. And he might know something. He might be dropping some hints. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that it's the Olympics. There's controversy. There's glory. Some people are winning gold medals. And by the way, have you seen the gold medal? It's ugly. Is this the ugly Olympics? The Olympics for real? It seems like it. I wouldn't put it past a man to just do that because it's Paris. It's supposed to be beautiful, and then they just make it everything ugly. Whatever. My opinion. Fashion, medals, all that shit. Ugly. But yeah, I don't know. I just get up in the morning, I walk the dog, I go to work, I come home, I look at the news, and I think, this is it. Or is it? And then I try to vibrate higher. And sometimes, occasionally, once in a while, I vibrate to a place where I see things are not as bad as they are. And I don't feel depressed, and I feel good, and I feel happy. And this is the place I need to get to more often. It's not a place that I'm in denial about what's going on. It's a place where I can look at what's going on, see it for what it is, yet also understand that there's so much more out there that's so much better, that's so much more amazing. And my focus doesn't need to be on the little thing that's nasty and bothering me. It needs to be on the greater thing that makes me feel good and makes me happy. And on that note, I'm going to leave y'all to the rest of the week. We got a whole lot more Olympics to deal with. Who knows what's going to happen? Hopefully just more like people winning and triumphing and having the human spirit and all that crap. I like that part of the Olympics. The rest of it, as far as people getting assassinated and like world wars happening and civil wars happening, and we're just going to not think about it right now. We're going to think the Olympics, it's going to be the panacea for our wound in the moment. We're not going to get wrapped up in the crap. We're going to see what's going to happen later. But for now, it's okay. It's okay, y'all. It's okay. And I'll leave y'all with that. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Have fun doing whatever you like to do. And yeah, I'll see y'all next Wednesday. I love y'all. Bye.